Hi guys and welcome to the video. So today we have with us is the Verna SX IVT. So let's check out how the car is.
So guys, this is the front look of the vehicle. So this gets a connected DRL up the front. It gets this new big logo, that's a matte finish logo. And here you have the a radar. You also get parking sensor out here. Here you have indicator placement. This is the light placement of the vehicle. So let's see under the hood. So guys, this gets a 1.5 liter producing 114 horsepower and 143 Newton meter of torque.
The Verna is also offered with a more powerful 1.5-liter turbo GDI petrol engine producing 157 horsepower and 253 Nm of torque, which is one of the most powerful specifications in this segment. That is a dual clutch transmission gearbox, whereas this is an IVT.
So let's go for it. So this is the windshield of the vehicle.
So top here you get a ADAS camera placement.
So moving to the side, quite a unique designed alloy wheels. So this gets automatic badging out here. So this is side look of the vehicle. So this gets indicators placed on the side mirrors. So this gets the chrome line on the bottom. This gets chrome handles as well on the top end. This gets request sensors on the driver's side. So this is the rear look of the car, sloping roof line, and this is the rear look of the vehicle. So this is full LED unit. This is a halogen indicator, quite nice treatment given to it. This has SX badging out here. So Verna, Hyundai logo. So let's open the boot. So under the boot you have a massive 528 liter boot with some light out here. So this also gets subwoofers placement, which is quite open. So let's close the boot. This also gets reverse parking cameras. This is the light for the number plate, and this is the handle to open the boot. Let's close this. Let's remove the side. So this is the fuel lid of the vehicle. This is where you put in fuel. You can open it from the inside. So this is the rear look of the vehicle. So coming to the door, this gets chrome handles. This is the power window button. It gets a 8-speaker Bose system, quite effective. It gets big enough bottle holders. So let's get into the car. So this is the interior of the vehicle. Full white interiors gives a quite premium feeling to the car. So this gets magazine holders out here, and it also gets AC controls. This is the blower controls. And you have two C-type charging ports at the rear. So same thing on that side. So coming here, you have an armrest along with two cup holders, and at the rear you have a manually retractable sun blind that is retracted like this. Quite a nice add-on. Let's move front. So going front, talking about the length of this car, the length of this car is 4535 mm and the width is 1735 mm. So let's move to the driver's side. So this is the driver's side of the vehicle. So this is the power controls for power buttons. It also gets chrome door handles. So let's get in. So first let's start the car. So the start stop button of the vehicle is on the right. So let's start it. So this is how the car starts. It has a welcome feature. As you get into the car, the first thing you notice is the steering wheel. This is the new 2-spoke steering wheel of the new Hyundai Verna. So this is the horn of the vehicle. So this gets steering mount controls buttons. This is for the cruise control, ADAS, and this is for the infotainment system. So this gets a screen out here and an infotainment system. So this is a very smooth infotainment system. You have lots of options to navigate through. You also have maps. Maps are actually very sleek to use, quite responsive. So you have lots of other features. So coming to the center, you have AC controls. These are actually buttons or semi-touch buttons, which is quite nice. It is not given all touch controls, and this is a special button. So if you use this gets converted to the menu of the infotainment system, where you can use the infotainment system through these buttons. Like if you choose a media, it goes to the media.
So here we have seat ventilation as well as heating function.
Coming here, you have a wireless charging pad along with a 12-volt charging port. You have a USB charger and a C-type charger. So this is the gear lever of the vehicle, quite nice to hold on to. This is the drive mode selector. So once you click the drive modes, you can get to select the drive modes. This is the button for the parking sensors, and this is the button for the reverse parking camera. So it happens like this. So this also gets adaptive guidance. As I'm moving the steering, the guidance also change. So this is the different views of the vehicle. You have a top view as well as a rear view of the vehicle. So then moving front, here you have a handbrake along with two cup holders, some storage out here, and this is the
ambient lighting of the car which runs throughout the dash, and it has some nice patterns on the door. So you can change these lights by going to the cluster and ambient light mode. You can change the color. Some preset colors are there, and you also have 64 colors. That's a custom color option.
so this is the glove box. This glove box is actually cooled. This is a cooled glove box. So the same thing goes on the passenger side.
The seats are electrically adjustable except for the height. Top here we have the button to open the sunroof. This is how much the sunroof opens, gets lots of airy feeling. So this also gets a light placement in the center, and it also gets a speaker that's on the dashboard. That's a Bose 8 speaker sound system.
So let's see how the car is to drive.
Firstly, talking about the engine, so there are two engines on offer. That's a 1.5 liter non-turbo producing 113 horsepower and 144 Nm of torque. That is a 6-speed manual transmission or IVT, which I am currently driving. And also we have a 1.5 liter turbo GDI petrol producing 158 horsepower, 253 Nm of torque. That's a 6-speed manual transmission along with a 7-speed DC transmission. So this is one of the most powerful engines in the segment. Although currently I'm driving the IVT version, the non-turbo version, the pull of this car is also very nice, and if I floor the pedal, it is going to give lots of power. So taking U-turns in the city is quite easy, though the length of this car is very big. The turning radius is very less. Talking about the braking performance of this vehicle is quite good. This car gets only front discs, whereas the top end DCT automatic gets all disc brakes. Talking about the engine sound is very well contained along with the road noise. So currently we are in the sports mode. Flooring the pedal, it grunts at high RPMs, giving lots of power to the vehicle. So this is given by the IVT gearbox, which is actually quite responsive. Yeah, the horn of the car is also quite nice. As I mentioned about the ride quality of this car is very nice. So this now gets softer suspensions, so many of the bumps and potholes are not felt inside the cabin, which is much more comfort oriented. Maneuvering this car in the city traffic and the city rides is quite easy. The ground clearance of this car is 165 mm, quite enough for speed breakers of medium and small size. Obviously, on large speed breakers, we have to maneuver this really carefully. This car gets a fuel tank capacity of 45 liters only petrol, and the mileage of this car is 19.6 km per liter in the naturally aspirated non-turbo engine and 18.6 km in the manual. This is the figures what Hyundai actually claim. Here you can see the ambient lighting of the vehicle, quite nice, gets lots of premium feeling into the cabin. Then, talking about the ADAS features of this car is not only fitted with one radar, but it has two radars, one at the front and one at the back. This also has the rear cross traffic alert warning, as well as the blind spot assist, lane keep assist, lane departure warning, smart cruise control, high beam assist, and many other ADAS features as listed on the screen. So this Verna competes with its main rivals like the Virtus and the Slavia. It also competes with the City and the Ciaz. Of all this Verna has segment first features like it gets the highest wheelbase. Although the length of the City is more than the Verna, it gets the biggest boot in the segment at 528 liters. It has highest features and level 2 ADAS with two radars. It gets ventilated and heated seats, and it also has multi-language voice commands. Talking about the 0 to 100 speed of this car, the SX IVT takes around 9 seconds, whereas the DCT top end takes just 8.1 seconds, that is very quick. If you're buying this car for city rides as well as casual highway rides, then the 1.5 non-turbo will do the job. But the real enthusiast and the driver enthusiast engine is the 1.5 liter turbo GDI engine that has lots of power and lots of pull compared to the normal non-turbo versions. Overall, there are 14 variants in the Verna. that is the manual, automatic, non-turbo as well as a turbo with the dual turn shades. To explore all these, do visit the Blue Hyundai showroom located near RV College of Mysore Road. If you like this video, please make sure to give a like, share and subscribe. Stay tuned for further updates.